Welcome to our HSE Advisor channel, your go-to source for expert insights in health, safety, and environment. Today, we're delving into a crucial topic, permit to work. Ensuring a safe and compliant work environment is our priority. So, buckle up as we navigate through the intricacies of permit systems, providing valuable advice and tips to enhance your understanding and implementation of permits in the field of HSE. Permit to work, it is a legal, formal written document which is used to control a certain type of work, which is potentially hazardous. Purpose and scope. The purpose of the permit to work system is to ensure that a safe working environment is achieved by providing management control over the various activities which may have hazardous interactions. The system provides a formal and controlled process that identifies and communicates risk and hazards associated with planned activity and ensure that appropriate precautions and measures are implemented so that the job can proceed and be completed safely. It is important to note that a permit to work is not a permission to carry out a hazardous job, but is an essential part of procedure that provides instruction on how to carry out hazardous jobs safely and in a managed and controlled way. Area Authority: 11 or above employee who is responsible for the day-to-day activities and safely of specified work areas. He is authorized in writing by the area manager following satisfactory completion of the PTW certification and approval assessment process. Issuing authority: employee who is a direct subordinate of the area authority and who is authorized in writing by the area manager. Following satisfactory completion of the PTW certification and approval assessment process, he authorizes the job to proceed after checking and certifying that the worksite is safe. The area authority can sign as both issuing authority and area authority in his area of responsibility, in which case he also assumes all the responsibilities of EA in worksite in addition to his responsibilities as a job originator. Employee who is competent in the PTW system as a job performer by passing course entitled PTW Job Performer and who signed the work permit request, confirming the requirement to carry out the work. The job originator approval signature on PTW is only required. In case JP is a contractor, the JO must be in supervisor or an representative, e.g. PMC in projects. Job performer: JP employee or contractor who is authorized in writing by the area manager. Following satisfactory completion of the PTW certification course entitled PTW Job Performer, an approval assessment process and to whom the PTW certificate is issued. The JP is directly responsible for the quality and safety of the work to be performed and for conducting a toolbox talk (TBT) immediately before commencing the work. The JP cannot be an IA or the gas tester because he can be manipulates the things for the execution of the work. Authorized gas tester: a GT employee or contractor of supervisory level other than the JP, who is authorized in writing by the area manager following satisfactory completion of the gas test, certification and approval assessment process. The GT may also be the A or IA so long as they are suitably qualified, but he cannot be the JP. De-isolating authority: IDA, a competent employee who is authorized in writing by the area manager and who is responsible for the isolation and de-isolation of plant and equipment in accordance with the area authority's request under an isolation confirmation certificate (ICC). His discipline can be safety, mechanical, electrical, and process or instrument in high voltage isolation. For multidiscipline work using ICC, HVC, The electrical idea must be classified as authorized electrical. Person AP, Senior Authorized Electrical Person SAP. Authorized Electrical Person, AEP, a competent electrical person who has been formally and practically assessed by a qualified and approved team as having sufficient technical knowledge and has been authorized by the area manager in writing to carry out a specific work on electrical system, apparatus, and equipment. Senior Authorized Electrical Person SAP, Engineer, or Supervisor of Grade 11 or above who has sufficient academic qualification, technical knowledge, experience, training, and certification to issue and cancel the High Voltage Electrical Certificate HVAC. Permit Coordinator PC, Employee, who is qualified in PTW system as an area authority course entitled PTW Area Authority and who administers the permit. He may or may not be authorized as an A or IA. Area Safety Officer, employee who provides specialized safety advices, guidance, and control, and who fulfills the role of HSE Team Leader. Senior Safety and Loss Prevention Officer SSLPO or Safety and Loss Prevention Officer SLPO in Operation Division and or Lead Construction Safety Engineer in Engineering and Major Project Division EMPD. Area Classification: Restricted Area, Non-Restricted Area, Open Area. Restricted Area: any area where there is risk of electrocution due to the close proximity of electrical conductors or other electrical apparatus, for example transformers, switch gears, substations, etc., toxic fumes, hydrogen sulfide or lack of oxygen, for example sewers, confined spaces, wastewater treatment unit, wellhead cellars, chemical lab, etc., hazardous areas. Area as defined on the Hazardous Area Classification drawings as being Class 1, Div.1 Zone 0 and Zone 1 or Class 1, Div to Zone 2. Restricted areas shall include 30-meter radius of any oil, gas, or water wellhead irrespective of services, 30-meter on either side of any exposed flanges, and valves on oil and gas pipelines, and 30-meter on either side of any surface exposed oil or gas pipeline, 10-meter on either side of any surface exposed water line, 30-meter around cold flare tips, vents, burn and oil saver pits, lit flares, 30-meter from company gas facilities, 50-meter from company oil facilities, any electric generating station or substations, oil lab and chemical store for non-routine work, sewage plant, control room due to its impact on operations. For non-routine work, any confined space regardless of location. Non-restricted area shall normally include shallow water supply wells for domestic purposes, residential areas such as camps, office building or compound, workshop, stores and fire water pumps and fire water tank areas, any area outside of 30-meter radius of any oil, gas or water wellhead, production equipment, surface oil or gas pipeline MOL, transfer line or flow line, flare tips, vents, burn and oil saver pits, buried not exposed oil, gas and water pipelines. Any area outside of 30-meter of OPCO's pipeline corridor or sister company oil, gas facilities. MECO reverse osmosis plant and water tank farms, any other facilities which are not covered by the definition of restricted areas. And OTE1, in non-restricted areas where permits HWP, CWP, are not required, certificates must still be issued. Work involving excavation, radiography, mechanical, electrical, process, control isolation, or confined space entry. Note 2. Hot work permit is required for any naked, Flame or incentive-sparing work in non-restricted areas. The only exception is welding workshop. Types of permit: cold work permit, hot work permit. Cold work permit (CWP), any work which does not produce any heat, scaffolding activity, blinding, etc., and the permit that must be issued for all work to perform in restricted areas which does not require hot work permit. Open area, an area which has been formally handed over, using an open area handover certificate from Operation EMPD. Drilling or another party for major maintenance or construction work, a non-restricted area. In case of deviation for EMPL interfering with restricted area, written approval of area manager will be obtained after construction with HSE team leader in the work area and where the risk. Hot work permit (HWP), the permit which must be issued for all jobs in restricted areas requiring an ignition source, flame, heat, spark, capable of igniting flammable materials. The use of cameras, non-intrinsically safe equipment, for example mobile phones, pagers and personal digital assistants (PDA) are prohibited in hazardous areas. Vehicle entry into hazardous areas is also considered a potential source of ignition requiring HWP. In addition, a HWP must be issued for any work that involves naked flames and high-energy sparks, high-energy sources of ignition in all areas, including non-restricted areas, naked flame and high-energy sparks, work involving burning, flame, and arc cutting, welding. Types of certificates: radiography certificate, confined space entry certificate (CSEC), excavation certificate, isolation confirmation certificate (ICC), high voltage electrical certificate (HVAC), control of process of inhibition certificate (CP). IC, lockout tagout LODO. Radiography certificate, the certificate that must be issued regardless of the location for any radiography work. Confined space entry certificate (CSEC), the certificate which must be issued regardless of the location for any confined space entry. Excavation certificate, the certificate which must be issued regardless of the location for any excavation activity. Isolation confirmation certificate (ICC), the certificate which must be issued regardless of the location when the unexpected operation of mechanical, electrical, process control equipment that can be started by automatic, manual or remote control may result in injuries to persons working on the equipment or who are in the vicinity due to release of energy. High voltage electrical certificate (HVAC), a form of declaration issued by a senior authorized electrical person (SAEP) to authorized electrical person (AEP) to work on high voltage equipment, apparatus and systems 650 volts or above following an assessment of the hazards and risk of the activity. The certificate describes fully and concisely the work to be carried out, the conditions and safety measures applicable, and the time for the work to start and the composition of the crew that can safely carry out the work. High voltage electrical equipment, any electrical equipment which is normally operated at voltage exceeding 650 volts. Medium voltage electrical equipment, any electrical equipment which is normally operated at voltage between 250 - 650 volts. Low voltage electrical equipment, any electrical equipment which is normally operated at voltage not exceeding 250 volt. Lockout, tagout, mean to partially or entirely isolate a piece of equipment, plant, or process to allow work to proceed safely on an alternative section of the equipment, plant, or process. Lockout, key-operated padlocks shall be used. All the following sections shall have their own padlocks and keys. Each padlock is to be numbered and color-coded as follows: electrical, power system, red, mechanical A blue, instrument, green, production, white, contractor, yellow. Padlocks and keys shall be stored so that they are not available to unauthorized personnel. A master key or second key for each padlock, used for lockout purposes, shall be kept in secure storage for emergency use only. Keys for substation doors, electrical rooms, and transformer fence doors shall be kept in the custody. Only the person to whom they are issued shall use padlock and keys. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you like the video. Subscribe to the channel to get more knowledgeable video related to HSE Management System. Meet you in the next video. Take care.